The Windsor Spitfires are proud to select Ethan Belchez from the Oakville Rangers AAA Hockey Club.
Yeah, again, during last season, you identified Ethan as, the top choice for us, and to win the lottery and be fortunate enough to select Ethan was a big day for our organization. So to see where he is today, it's been a couple months since the draft. To see the development from even then, it's quite impressive. So we're expecting big things from the big fella, and it was obviously a real special day to get that first pick. Well, yeah, he can play in any situation, but I think he goes to the net, and scoring goals at any level, I think it's imperative you get to that area of the rink, and Ethan has a desire to get there every shift. So he'll be rewarded, I think, with some points and goals, even though he's a first-year player. So that's the obvious. And then just the size and frame of him, the attitude, real competitive young man, works at his craft. And then, again, for a big fella, he can move around the rink good too. So again, I don't want to say he has it all, but when you're picking, when you're selected first overall, there's a reason. And again, we're fortunate to have him.
The Windsor Spitfires are proud to select J.C. Lemieux, Quinte Red Devils Hockey Club.
Yeah, again, most general managers, scouting staffs always say they can't believe a guy's sitting there. But we were, a little surprised that JC was still there at 22. And again, a competitive young man that plays in every situation. Again, was performed real well in Oakville there at the U17. And again, does a bit of everything around the net. I think he's real good in small areas. He makes plays. He can use his forehand, backhand extremely well. And again, we expect him to be a pro one day. And coming into our league, we'll be patient with all our players, but I don't think it'll take JC long to get acclimated to our league. Yeah, no, again, when you draft a player, you try to get as much information as possible, and our scouts are responsible for that. But there's no question, there was a couple conversations with his former coach, Chris Newberry, our current assistant coach. So just, again, ranted and raved about the competitiveness. And again, it's evident when you're watching him. He's a young guy that competes shift in, shift out, plays in every situation, and wants to get better too. His eyes are open. He's always looking to ask questions and try to get better. So we lean on a lot of people when making selections, but there's no question a little inside edge there with Chris having worked with JC.
The Windsor Spitfires are proud to select Carter Hicks from the London Junior Knights Hockey Club. Again,
we think a good Alliance kid, but no, you keep saying it, but he does. He can play in any situation, and again, depending on where you play, you've got to kind of look through it all. And they had a few too many defensemen there in London last year, but when he played, and that's all you get judge players on, he's just an elite performer. We touched on it with JC. Carter had an excellent U17 camp in Oakville. Just an all-around good player, has a bit of bite to his game, real competitive. And like I said, this guy will have no problem playing our league in all situations. And as you know, it's just a matter of time. So that development curve, and when Carter arrives, we don't know exactly. But again, picking at 24, we think we got another good player that's going to be a Spitfire and help us win hockey games.
The Windsor Spitfires are proud to select Max Brocklehurst from the New Hampshire Mountain Kings.
Yeah, again, Max, kind of an undercover player, not a lot of viewings just because of where he played up in New Hampshire there. But as you mentioned, is a Canadian kid that highly gifted offensive player, real smart hockey IQ. So again, when you pick players, you don't know when the right time is. Maybe we could have waited to get a player like this, but when you see 150 points or whatever he ended up getting there, after watching him live, we knew we wanted this player, and we stepped up to take him. Again, I can't wait to see a late birthday too, so I don't know when it'll all unfold, but if you're an elite performer, an elite scorer at your own age, I see no reason why Max won't be a point producer in our league and eventually a pro. This guy's got high-end offensive ability. and with the late birth here, there's a lot of runway here for this young man. And there was always talk that Jake may consider the Ontario Hockey League. I know Frank Avola, our director of hockey ops, was high on Jake, and just a matter of time, and you see the progress of him throughout the season. You see the size, the frame, now the pedigree of being a champion with the Mission there, winning the U.S. championship there. To us, it's a I don't want to say a safe pick. It was a good pick because there's pro potential. Obviously, he's a good goaltender, and time will tell. But now that he's all signed up, I talk about defensemen taking time. Sometimes goalies take a lot of time, and obviously, we're going to have to be real patient with a player like Jake, who's just coming into his own. This was a huge get for our program and our team. This captain of the Little Caesars Hockey Club, players over there, they're thinking NCAA, and for Ethan to consider the Ontario Hockey League and the Windsor Spitfires was obviously similar to what I said prior, I forget who it was, but this kid's born in Windsor, Chatham, Ontario. He's taken way earlier. So for him to come to commit to our program, we think this is hopefully the steal of the draft to get him where we did. And this guy's an elite performer, character, oozes character, captain of his hockey club. Again, the timing of when he arrives and when he excels in our league, everyone's development path a little different. There is no rush, but as we've talked about a lot of these players here, we love our draft class this season. And Ethan, again, we'll be seeing him over the summer here, seeing the work ethic. He's that guy, and can't wait to see him in a Spitfire jersey. But we've seen it in our league, and you've seen it with the Windsor Spitfires. Late picks make our hockey club, and our scouts, even though the draft is going on past the top 6-7 rounds there, there's still somebody we think should be picked at that number. And I can't say it enough. I'll speak for myself, a 13th round pick. Late picks make this league. Players change, circumstance change, and timing's everything. So we expect, and we truly believe it, and our players believe it, that we really don't care when you were drafted. If you can perform and there's a fit, you can make our hockey club.